Dear listeners, welcome to this fascinating journey of self-discovery and personal transformation. Today, we will delve into the depths of our consciousness to explore a topic that has intrigued humanity since time immemorial: the power of the mind to manifest our desires and attract abundance into our lives. Imagine for a moment that you are in an art gallery. Before you stands a blank canvas. This canvas represents your life, and you are the artist. What colors will you choose? What shapes will you create? What story will your masterpiece tell? The answer to these questions lies in the creative power of your mind. Many people, in their quest for prosperity and fortune, turn to external objects, amulets, or talismans, believing that these possess some kind of magical power capable of transforming their reality. It's as if they were searching for a magical brush that could create the perfect work of art effortlessly. But what if I told you that this magical brush is already in your hands? Allow me to share a personal anecdote that illustrates this point. A few years ago, I went through a period of financial difficulties. In my desperation, I began collecting all sorts of lucky charms: a rabbit's foot, a horseshoe, even a blessed coin that I bought at an exorbitant price in an exotic market. I carried these objects with me everywhere, hoping that somehow they would miraculously solve my economic problems. One day, while cleaning my house, I accidentally threw all these amulets in the trash. When I realized my mistake, I panicked. I was convinced that without these objects, my situation would worsen. However, something surprising happened. Instead of getting worse, my financial situation began to improve. Why? Because by losing my external crutches, I was forced to trust in my own inner power. This experience taught me an invaluable lesson: true power does not reside in external objects, but in our own mind. As philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." Now, I'm not suggesting that symbols or amulets are completely useless. In fact, they can be powerful tools, but not because of any inherent power in them, but because of what they represent to our subconscious. They are like signs on a map. They are not the destination itself, but they can help us get there. Think, for example, of the symbol of a magnet with a positive sign. This symbol has no power in itself, but it represents the idea of attraction, of drawing towards us what we desire. When we carry this symbol with us, we are constantly reminding our subconscious of our ability to attract abundance. Similarly, the infinity symbol represents the idea of limitless abundance. When we visualize this symbol, we are programming our mind to see the infinite possibilities that surround us. It's as if we were adjusting the frequency of our mental radio to tune into the abundance station. However, I understand that not everyone feels comfortable using symbols or amulets. Some prefer a more direct and practical approach. And that's perfectly fine. Because, at the end of the day, what really matters is our belief and our intention. That's why I want to share with you a simple but powerful technique that doesn't require any external object. This technique works directly with our subconscious, using the power of the written word and visualization. The process is as follows: take a sheet of paper, preferably letter size. With a pen or marker, you're going to write the word prosperity 3 times, from bottom to top. The first time, write the word in small letters. The second time, do it with larger letters. And the third time, with even larger letters. Then, fold the sheet and keep it in your wallet or purse. Why does this technique work? The answer lies in how our subconscious processes information. Our subconscious understands the language of symbols and images better than verbal language. By writing the word prosperity in increasing size, we are creating a visual image of growth and expansion. It's as if we were planting a seed in the garden of our mind and visualizing it grow into a lush tree. Every time we touch that sheet of paper in our pocket, we are watering that seed, nurturing it with our attention and positive expectation. We are reinforcing the belief that our prosperity is constantly growing. But what if we don't see immediate results? This is where patience and persistence come into play. Imagine you're cultivating a garden. You wouldn't expect to see flowers the day after planting the seeds, would you? Similarly, the manifestation of abundance requires time and constant care. It's crucial to understand that this technique, like any other manifestation tool, is not a magic wand. It doesn't work if we apply it from a place of desperation or anguish. It must be done in a positive, even joyful state of mind. As psychologist William James once said, "The greatest revolution of our generation is the discovery that human beings, by changing the inner attitudes of their minds, can change the outer aspects of their lives." That's why I urge you to be very mindful of your habitual way of thinking and your spoken word. Never say or think that you don't have enough. Don't immerse yourself in worries about scarcity. Instead, every time you feel tempted to worry about your financial situation, repeat to yourself, "Abundance flows to me in unexpected ways." This affirmation is not a denial of your current reality, but a declaration of your future reality. It's as if you were writing the script for the movie of your life. And remember, in this movie, you are both the writer and the protagonist. Now, some of you might be thinking, this sounds too simple to be true. And you're right that it's simple, but that doesn't mean it's not powerful. In fact, some of life's most profound truths are surprisingly simple. Let's think for a moment about the law of gravity. It's a simple law: what goes up must come down. Yet this simple law governs the movement of planets and stars. Similarly, the laws that govern the manifestation of our desires are simple, but incredibly powerful when we understand and apply them correctly. Let me share another analogy that might help illustrate this point. Imagine that your mind is like a radio station. It's constantly broadcasting signals to the universe. These signals are your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. The universe, like a giant receiver, picks up these signals and responds accordingly. If your mental station is constantly broadcasting thoughts of scarcity and worry, that's what the universe will return to you. But if you tune your mental station to thoughts of abundance and gratitude, the universe will respond with more experiences that reflect that frequency. The folded paper technique I've shared with you is like an amplifier for your mental station. It's reinforcing the abundance signal you're broadcasting to the universe. Every time you touch that paper, you're turning up the volume on your prosperity transmission. It's important to understand that this process is not instantaneous. Just as it takes time for a seed to become a tree, it takes time for our thoughts to manifest in our physical reality. But don't be discouraged. Every positive thought, every affirmation of abundance, is creating ripples in the quantum field of possibilities. Imagine you're throwing a stone into a pond. At first, you only see small ripples near where the stone fell. But if you watch carefully, you'll see how those ripples expand, reaching further and further. Your thoughts and affirmations of abundance are like that stone. You may not see immediate results, but be assured that you are creating waves of change in your reality. Now, let me address a question that many of you might be asking: what if I have doubts? What if I can't maintain positive thoughts all the time? It's a valid and honest question. And the answer is, it's okay to have doubts. It's natural. We are human beings, not machines. The important thing is not to completely eliminate doubts, but not to let them paralyze us. Think of a surfer. When he's in the water, waiting for the perfect wave, he's likely to have moments of doubt. Maybe he wonders if he'll be able to ride the next wave, or if he should have chosen a different beach. But those doubts don't prevent him from staying in the water, from keeping trying. Similarly, you may have doubts, but don't let those doubts prevent you from continuing to practice, continuing to affirm your abundance, continuing to believe in your power of manifestation. Remember, manifestation is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about staying the course, even when the waters get rough. As famous author Napoleon Hill once said, "Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel." Now, let me share with you another powerful technique you can use along with the folded paper one. This technique is called the gratitude journal. Every night, before going to bed, take a notebook and write down 5 things you're grateful for that day. They can be big or small things. Maybe you're grateful for the food on your table, for a stranger's smile, for an unexpected opportunity that arose. By doing this, you're training your mind to look for the positive in your life. You're shifting your focus from what's missing to what you already have. And remember, where attention goes, energy flows. This gratitude practice is like fertilizing the soil of your mental garden. It's creating the perfect conditions for the seeds of abundance you've planted to flourish and bear fruit. Imagine your mind is like a garden. Negative thoughts and worries are like weeds. If you allow them to grow unchecked, they will eventually choke out the flowers of abundance you're trying to cultivate. The practice of gratitude is like pulling those weeds, making room for prosperity to bloom. Now, let me share a story that illustrates the power of these practices. A few years ago, I met a woman named Maria. Maria had lost her job and was struggling to make ends meet. She was constantly worried about money and felt trapped in a cycle of scarcity. I shared these techniques with her, the folded paper and the gratitude journal. At first, Maria was skeptical. "How can something so simple change my situation?" she asked. But she decided to give it a chance. For the first few weeks, Maria didn't see any dramatic change in her financial situation. But she noticed that she felt different. She felt more optimistic, more at peace. She started noticing small blessings in her life that she used to overlook. Then, something interesting began to happen. Maria started getting ideas for small jobs she could do. A neighbor asked her to take care of their garden. A friend asked if she could help with a graphic design project. Little by little, these small opportunities began to add up. 6 months after starting these practices, Maria had not only found a new job she liked, but she had also started a small side business based on her passions. Her financial situation had improved significantly, but more importantly, her relationship with money and abundance had fundamentally changed. Maria's story shows us that change doesn't always come in the way we expect. Sometimes, it begins with small shifts in our perspective, which then translate into changes in our actions, and finally in our external reality. Now, some of you might be thinking, "That worked for Maria, but my situation is different. I have debts, I have responsibilities, I have obstacles that seem insurmountable." I understand those feelings. And I want you to know that you're not alone. We all face challenges in our lives. But remember, challenges don't define who we are or what we're capable of achieving. Think of a diamond. Do you know how a diamond is formed? Under immense pressure. The difficult circumstances in our lives are like that pressure. They may seem overwhelming at the moment, but they have the potential to transform us into something beautiful and valuable. Your challenges are not obstacles, they are opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to learn, to discover strengths you didn't know you had. As famous author Dr. Wayne Dyer once said, "When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change." So I ask you, are you ready to change the way you look at your situation? Are you willing to see your challenges not as barriers, but as springboards to a life of abundance? Imagine for a moment that you're standing on top of a mountain. You look down and see the valley where you've been living. That valley represents your current situation. Now, look towards the horizon. You see other mountains, higher, more beautiful. Those mountains represent your dreams, your goals, the life of abundance you want to create. The path from where you are to those mountains may seem long and challenging. There may be deep valleys and steep cliffs along the way. But remember, every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your destination. The folded paper technique and the gratitude journal are like your compass and map on this journey. They help you stay on course, to remember your destination even when the path becomes difficult. Now, let me share with you another powerful tool you can use on your journey towards abundance. It's called the Universe Bank. Imagine that the universe is like a cosmic bank, with infinite resources. Every morning, when you wake up, imagine that you're making a deposit in this bank. But instead of depositing money, you're depositing gratitude, love, and good deeds. You could say something like, "Today, I deposit in the Universe Bank my gratitude for this new day, my love for my family and friends, and my intention to help someone today." Then, throughout the day, imagine that you're making withdrawals from this bank. When you need strength, peace, or abundance, visualize that you're withdrawing these resources from the Universe Bank. This practice helps you connect with the infinite abundance of the universe. It reminds you that there's always more than enough for everyone. It's like having a direct line to the source of all abundance. Now, some of you might be thinking, this sounds good in theory, but how can I apply it in my everyday life? How can I maintain this abundance mindset when I'm dealing with real bills, debts, and financial worries? It's a valid and important question. And the answer lies in constant practice and the gradual transformation of our mental habits. Imagine you're learning a new language. At first, it's difficult. You have to consciously think about every word, every phrase. But with constant practice, it gradually becomes more natural. There comes a point where you can think and dream in that new language. In the same way, cultivating an abundance mindset is like learning a new language. At first, it may seem forced or artificial. But with constant practice, it becomes your natural way of thinking. Here are some practical ways to incorporate this abundance mindset into your daily life. When you pay your bills, instead of feeling anxiety or resentment, feel gratitude. Be thankful for the services you've received, for having the means to pay them. Say something like, "Thank you for this bill. I pay with joy and I know more money is on the way." When you see someone who has something you desire, instead of feeling envy, feel inspiration. Say to yourself, if it's possible for them, it's also possible for me. When you receive money, even if it's a small amount, celebrate it. Say, "Thank you, universe. I'm open to receiving more." When you face an unexpected expense, instead of panicking, see the situation as an opportunity for the universe to show you its abundance. Say, "I'm curious to see how the universe will provide for this." Before going to sleep, review your day and find evidence of abundance. Maybe someone treated you to a meal, or you found a coin on the street, or you received an unexpected compliment. Recognize these forms of abundance in your life. Remember, abundance is not just about money. It's about recognizing and appreciating all the ways the universe supports and nurtures us. Now, let me share another analogy that might help you better understand this concept. Imagine that your mind is like a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. Every thought you have is like planting a seed in this garden. Thoughts of scarcity, worry, and fear are like weed seeds. If you allow them to grow unchecked, they will eventually invade the entire garden. On the other hand, thoughts of abundance, gratitude, and possibility are like seeds of beautiful flowers and fruit trees. When you cultivate these thoughts, you're creating a mental garden full of beauty and abundance. The folded paper technique, the gratitude journal, and the universe bank are like gardening tools. They help you pull out the weeds and nurture the seeds of abundance. But remember, just like a real garden, your mental garden requires constant attention and care. You can't plant the seeds and then forget about them. You need to water them regularly with your attention and positive intention. And here's the most exciting part, as your mental garden flourishes, you'll begin to see the fruits in your external reality. It may not happen overnight, but with patience and persistence, you'll see how your life begins to reflect the abundance you've been cultivating in your mind. Now, let me address another question some of you might have. What if I've been practicing these techniques for a while and still don't see results? This is a common and understandable concern. And the answer lies in patience and faith. Remember, you're working with the laws of the universe, which operate in their own time. Think of a farmer who plants a field of corn. After planting the seeds, the farmer doesn't go to the field every day to dig them up to see if they're growing. He knows that the seeds need time to germinate and grow. He trusts the process. In the same way, you need to trust the manifestation process. Keep planting your seeds of abundance, keep watering them with your positive attention, and have faith that at the right time, you'll see the fruits of your labor. And while you wait, pay attention to the small signs of abundance in your life. Maybe you haven't won the lottery yet, but have you noticed that you have more energy? That you feel more optimistic? That the people around you seem kinder? These are also signs of abundance. Now, let me share with you one final technique that you can use to amplify your manifestation power. It's called the circle of abundance. Imagine that you're standing in the center of a circle. This circle represents your personal energy field. Now, Imagine that you're surrounded by everything you want to manifest in your life: health, wealth, love, success, peace. Visualize these things as if they were already part of your reality. See them, feel them, experience the joy and gratitude of having them. Then, imagine that you're expanding this circle. It's growing, encompassing your loved ones, your community, the entire world. Visualize abundance not just for yourself, but for everyone. This practice helps you align with the expansive nature of the universe. It reminds you that abundance is not a limited resource. The more you share it, the more it grows. You are the creator of your reality. You don't need external amulets or talismans to manifest abundance in your life. Everything you need is already within you. The techniques we've discussed today, the folded paper, the gratitude journal, the universe bank, and the circle of abundance, are powerful tools to help you access your inner power. But they are just that, tools. The real power resides in you. So go out into the world with confidence. Carry with you not just that folded paper in your pocket, but also the unshakable certainty of your own creative power. Walk with your head held high, knowing that you are worthy of abundance, that you are capable of manifesting prosperity. And always remember, the true magic is not in the objects we carry, but in the thoughts we harbor, in the words we speak, and in the actions we take. You are the magician of your own life. Use that power wisely. May each day be an opportunity to manifest more abundance, more love, more joy in your life and in the lives of those around you. Because in the end, that's true wealth, the ability to create a life full of meaning and purpose. So go ahead, dear friends. Take that paper, write those words of prosperity, and take the first step on your journey towards unlimited abundance. The universe is waiting to co-create with you the life of your dreams. Abundance is your birthright. And the power to manifest that abundance is, and always has been, within you. May the light of abundance illuminate your path. May the certainty of your creative power guide your steps, and may the joy of manifestation fill your hearts. Until our next encounter, dear friends. May prosperity flow abundantly in your lives.